I wanted to go over a little bit of irrigation options. If you haven't read the post, not super in-depth, not super descriptive, and I'm hoping I can go over just some of the different irrigation options available to residences, and probably will touch on a bit of commercial application as well, but that tends to be quite a bit out of my wheelhouse. So mostly be sticking with residential, and I want to show you the methods that we're predominantly using at the moment, and that includes, as I mentioned earlier, the old school hose and nozzle. So I will show you what I use, especially for our starts at the moment, as well as the hosebib controller that we have been using. So I'm going to take a moment, water some starts, show you the handy dandy tools that we have in our backyard. Nothing crazy exciting. You've seen them all. It's that basic hardware stores. Get your hands on them without any difficulty at all. And they tend to be on the cheaper side. And I don't want to take a whole bunch of time because I'd like to get inside and eat dinner and spend some time with the family, but also I can talk about irrigation forever, and I don't think anybody wants that. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and show you what we have in our backyard. All right. Everybody knows the handy dandy hose bib and hose bib sprayer. Honestly, obviously, you could just use the hose without the sprayer nozzle, but I like the flexibility of having the different modes so that these guys don't get completely trampled when I water them down. But the hose with nozzle with the different settings, the spray, the soaker, mist, V-sweep, all those fun stuff that I don't really know the meaning of, to be completely honest with you. They're about, I don't know, depends on where you go, might be $20. Or the hardware store just kind of added on between, I think these ones might have been 17 to 20. And the nice part of it is it doesn't feel like it's wasting as much water because you go turn it off and you can use whatever excess that's emptying out the hose still on your plants instead of just having it drain out. So there's a benefit there, is a little bit of water flexibility. These, obviously, if you're going this method, you're gonna end up keeping a really close eye on your plants on a regular basis because, hello, you don't get outside and water, and these guys are going to die. So for me, I need more than just this in an irrigation system because I cannot be completely relied on to water plants this way. So I want to show also the hosebib timer that we have in place. We have one more method beyond this, but this is our fun little MacGyvered overhead watering system for some seeds that we laid down, clover seeds. Once these get filled in and established, our hope is to put in some flagstone in between, let it all grow over. But right now, that is being watered, pardon me, by our hosebib timer here. Sorry, AC unit's on, so it's a little loud. So this guy's pretty self-explanatory. Again, just picked it up over at Ace. This one in particular is a 2 cutoff area, so we can irrigate 2 zones. I've seen ones that have 4 zones. This one we've had for about 2 years. I genuinely thought it was dead because it went through some crazy snow that we had here, but it survived and is watering for us. This is all really user-friendly. Pretty sure it comes with an instruction manual, so if you have any questions on it, that is a good place to reference. But really, it's just, setting the current time, the start time you're wanting to water, for how long you want to water, and how often. We have it set for the 6-hour frequency because we're establishing seeds. And then if you're wanting to do in just a manual, that is an option. And you can set the time on that also to be less. So just for an example, hear a little click coming on here. Click. There it is. And that gets our watering system going. Part of the reason we have this set up is because we are not home all the time, so we don't have the capacity to water this on a regular basis. The netting is in the way, you know, I would not necessarily recommend that, but it has been working for us, and that is what we have going for the time being. The water consumption with the sprayer is going to be a little bit on the higher side rather than doing something like drip for garden beds. I'm going to go ahead and just turn that off. But these come in many different formats. You can probably find 3 different types if you're just walking by an irrigation store, walking by like your typical Ace Hardware, Home Depot, whatever it is. Ours is just connected with poly, microspace, all of these fittings, and obviously I'm not going to go into crazy detail on that at this point. We are going to be leaving town a little bit, so I do have to get one also connected to our garden bed over here. So when I do that, I'm going to have my husband help me out on a video so I can do a rundown of how we set up just an interim irrigation system for while we're away or while we need to get something established. And then later on, I will be introducing more of those anti-siphon valves, which you can't see behind the shrubbery there, but they are there. And I'll talk a little bit about globe valve and that sort of stuff too. But for the time being, that is an introduction to very, very user-friendly, homeowner-friendly methods of irrigating a space. So, have any questions or any thoughts, reach out to me. I'm here. Bye.